Could the shadow of a six-engine flying wing bomber have darkened American cities in the 1940s? Who knows? What I do know is I've got a kit of one to make, the Horten 18. I'll show it to you right here on Gary's Stuff. Hi, I'm Gary. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Today, I'm looking at the box of the Horten 18A Flying Wing Bomber in 1/72nd scale from Modelcollect. Now, if you like the show, and I hope you do, please remember the best way to support it for free is to subscribe. If you also hit the bell there, you'll be notified of all my future content as it is published. And of course, anything you see on my channel that you like, please do give it the old imperial thumbs up on the like button below, because every like counts. And if you want to make a more concrete contribution to the channel, you can do that through any of my online partner programs, details of which are in the information box below. Okay, let's make a start then and have a look at this amazing Horten 18A in 1/72nd scale from Modelcollect. So here's the box of the Horten 18A. It comes sold under the name Fist of War. It's a trademark used by Modelcollect and by Rocket Models. The code here, UA72217, is the Modelcollect code. RM47053 is the Rocket Models code. It's in 1/72nd scale. The box, I have to say, has been a little battered up on its journey from the Far East, unfortunately, but the contents are okay. On this long side, there's all sorts of different things: Modelcollect's homepage, Rocket Models Twitter feed. Says copyright Modelcollect and Rocket Models, and Fist of War is a trademark of Modelcollect and Rocket Models. The difficulty is actually reading some of this. It says Fist of War is an alternative timeline where the war actually goes on for 2 years longer. What might have been available to the Germans in particular at the time. On this other long side here, there's some artwork of completed models and photographs of a completed model. And it says here it's 1/72nd scale model. We have bomb bay details, cockpit details, cannon, landing gear, ailerons and flaps. You can see the air intakes, the turbines and fans of the engine. You can actually see the engine parts itself through the underside. It comes with an SC 2500 bomb, a 2.5 ton bomb, and cartograph decals are included, which is lovely. The short sides just have essentially the same details in smaller form with a reprise of the box art. Okay, let's have a look inside and see what we get for our money. It's a top opening box, which is always good to see, in my opinion. There's lots of bits of plastic in bits of bag, polythene bags, I think, most of those, by the feel of it. There's instruction sheets, decal sheet, and there's a clear part in a separate baggie. Let's have a look at all these bits in a bit more detail. First of all, we have the two halves of the main part of the fuselage, the centre body, if you like. The top half here with the air exhaust for the jets, the cutting out for the cockpit, and the bottom half here with the bomb bay, wheel bays and equipment bays. Then we also have separate frames for the wing halves on either side. The upper side ones are marked, here we are, right upper and left upper, very, very faintly. But yeah, easy enough to identify which is which, and then they can obviously fit with the opposing half like so. These frames, marked A and B respectively, are the flaps and aileron sections for the wings. Frame C has the cockpit floor, the bomb bay, the undercarriage bays, undercarriage and bomb bay doors, the main defensive guns, and then smaller parts of all like the actuators and all for all 4 of these doors. Frame D has all of the air inlets and exhausts for the engines, has crew seats, equipment boxes for the interior, the undercarriage legs. These are the inlet fans for the main engines and the exhaust ports for the engines here, the gun turret as well here as well, and the SC-2500 bomb, of course. Then we have frame E. As you can see, these are the 6 engines and all of the wheels and the exhausts for the engines as well. Then there's a single transparent part, which is the canopy cover for the cockpit area. We have a closer look at the plastic. It's fairly well moulded. There are bits of flash here and there, but nothing terrible. But even so, it can't be a terribly high run number. Might well be a low pressure moulding, I guess. Although it doesn't appear to be in some respects. But there are bits of flash in here, but nothing we can't get rid of. Notice all these surface gates here to try and keep the tail clean. Yeah, they look okay. The surface detail, there are some little bits of riveting around the panel lines. Panel lines are reasonably recessed, not too heavy. Could actually look quite good once they've been sprayed up. The plastic itself, the texture of the plastic is fine. It's reasonably strong plastic. It's not soft in any way. You can see there are a few flow marks, but this is a very big piece, so you would kind of expect that in a way. But nothing that's spoiling the overall shape or integrity of the surface. You can't feel any of these. And once this has been primed, you won't see any of them either. So nicely moulded at the moment. It looks good. Let's see what the rest looks like. Here's a wing piece, and again you can see the riveting goes into all the panels. Some of the panels are a bit deeper on this one, I guess inspection panels and stuff like that. Some of the flow lines are a little bit more prominent looking, but there's nothing there you can feel, or absolutely nothing there to feel. It does come with these huge gates, so the ejection pins here for pushing the mold out. They're very large. They have to be got rid of, obviously, even with a nice big thick wing like this. And again, surface gates on the major joints to try and keep the front leading edges a little clean. Sometimes they don't work terribly well, but sometimes they do. Generally speaking, again, clean enough. This one doesn't have any flash that I can see. And again, the plastic has got like a slightly more rigid feel to it. Looking into some of the more detailed areas here, this is the cockpit floor. You can see it's got some texturing on the floor, which is okay. I don't know whether that's supposed to be there or not. I suspect it might be a rearward facing seat. I don't know yet. But that's okay. These are the main gear doors. Sorry, main gear bays. The doors are here. Everything looks fine. There's the bomb bay as well. And the nose wheel, this is a crew access ladder. Nose wheel doors. There we go. All sorts of bits and pieces like that. Do you know they're okay? This is the twin 30mm gun armament here. And these are the smaller actuators, like door actuators and things like that. Some of these have got some mold lines on them. Let's see if we can find them. Yeah, you can see that sort of sharpness here. That's the mold lines. Which, yeah, we can just clean those off. They won't take much to do. They are very thin though, and they are bound on like each one's got the 3-point. So that's going to be interesting trying to cut these off. I might have to cut the frame here and here and here and here to release the pressures there, and then sort of snip around them rather than try and remove these straight from the frame as they are. Then some more detail bits. This is the instrument panel, main instrument panel, and the engine instruments. So look okay. We can dry brush something nice into them. That's the back of the main cabin area. This is the SC2500 bomb carcass. The inlets are showing a lot more flash on this printing. You can see there around the inlet fronts, all this flash. That will have to all be cleaned off. I don't mind. I would prefer there to be flash than to be undershot, to be honest. More stuff we can dry brush and colorize and stuff like that here. All very pretty. It's inside of one of the, I think that's the crew door. And some seats, 3-seater by the looks of it. Inlet fans look okay. And the main, that's the nose gear leg there. That was the nose gear leg, which looks a little complex. And then these are the main gear legs. The decal sheet is dominated by lots and lots and lots of don't tread here lines to go over the wings. There's loads of them. That's going to be fun getting all of those lined up. National markings, of course, a tail stripe in red and white. I'm imagining that that's what they say where the swastikas go. They're printed in halves, of course, because they don't want to offend anyone. They could be distributing these to or breaking any local laws. The crosses here, there's some identifying numbers here. Don't quite know where they go yet because it's a flat aircraft. You can't really see very much. I suppose on the spine of the fuselage or something. Refueling points, mission markings. Here's a couple of boats. I don't know if those are squadron markings or whether they're actually claiming to have sunk a ship. Of course, this is all made up anyway, so it don't really matter. But yeah, they look good. The colours are nice. It'll bring an extra little sort of dash of colour to the camouflage, especially if you're opting for like the green and dark green versions. That they can look a bit drab, and just having these tiny little spots of colour can really lift them. So let's have a look at these cartograph decals in more detail. So here again, you can see these very, very, very long sets of lines of don't tread here markings for the wings. Red is a terribly difficult colour. It's not as difficult as yellow, but it's still a difficult colour to print accurately and sharply, and these seem to be pretty good to me. Some white markings as well. There's the national markings here, some of the squadron markings. You can see registers very, very good. The colours are lovely, very crisp, very clean, very sharp. If we get some more of the stencil type things here, you can see the 87 octane markings for refueling, and those are all very nicely registered. It's always an issue getting these things registered correctly when they're very small, and Cartograph just are superb at it, I have to say. Absolutely superb at it. So yeah, everything's very crisp indeed. I mean, these are lovely decals. Lovely decals. So here's the instruction sheet. It's printed on plain paper, not glossy paper, but full colour. Image at the top reprising the box art. On this side is a made-up history of the aircraft as if it had actually been built in Japanese and English. That's very much the Fist of War way of doing things. And again, history and specifications. Production 1946 to 47. No. Anyway, all these other things, they're sort of speculative possibilities, but you know what? It adds a little bit of fun to it, I think, in a way. On the inside are the sprue maps, frame maps, if you like, and then the instructions. The instructions are not like the exploded type. These are much more stepwise, like FXE type of things, you know, with the arrows to get you through bit by bit what goes where and when. So that's kind of nice. But monochrome, no big deal, clean enough. Yeah, engine, all 6 engines go in there, bomb bays and everything else. There's the engine system, the guns here, You'll see on the main wheels, you've got each wheel is 2 parts, and there's 8 main wheels and 2 nose wheels. The assembly of the bomb bay, engine access bays and things like that. There's a nice little detail here where there's a crew ladder that can be put in optionally into there. It's all very clean, and what I do like is they highlight here exactly where the mountings for the undercarriage will actually sit. It's to make it quite clear, looking inside the bomb bay, or sorry, the gear bay, exactly where the points go. That's a nice touch. I like that. Wings, very straightforward, 2 parts, as are the flaps and ailerons, very little flaps. And then ultimately, that's that. There are lots of extra bomb sets you can buy, guided weapons like the Hagelkorn, the Henschel 293, the Fritz X. You can have a few of those. You can have racks of SC50s or SC1000 bombs. It comes with the SC2500. And there are some little air-to-air missile racks. There are 10 missiles in total, in case you wanted to make this like a large-scale interceptor, bomber stream interceptor. Then there's the suggested paint scheme. It's the one that comes on top of the box, not the one on the side of the box, I hasten to add. I'm not sure about this at all, really. I just think it's messy, and I don't think it's good. I'll figure out a different scheme, I think, to have this. Apart from anything else, I say that these wingtips are brown. On the box art, they're very, very clearly red. Anyway, it wasn't a real aeroplane, so we can paint it however we like, because who knows what German camouflage would have been in 1946 or 47 when this thing was allegedly going to be flying. So there's a bit on the back about some of the other kits that are available. So that's the instructions. There it is, a fascinating subject. Could it have been the AMERIKA bomber flying transatlantic to drop ordnance on American cities? Probably not, but it will make an amazing kit. And I do love these what-if designs. Now, if you've liked the show, and I hope you have, please do remember, best way to support the channel for free is to subscribe and hit that bell. You'll be notified of all my future content as it's published. And if you like anything on my channel that you see, please give it the old imperial thumbs up on the button below, because every like counts. Thank you so very much for joining me today. Hope to see you again very soon. Take good care now, and goodbye.